Congratulations, citizen.
Thank you, sir.
I hold no grudges. I hold no ill feelings. I congratulate Senator Vicente Tito Sotto III on his election as Senate President, and I wish you well, Mr. Senate President.
As exemplified by his time as Vice Mayor of Quezon City, as Senate Majority Leader, as Senate Minority Leader, and of course, as Senate President. Having had the honor of working alongside him as his Majority Leader during the 17th and 18th Congress, I witnessed firsthand his peerless leadership and work ethic, and I can say with conviction that he has been nothing short of a reliable and trustworthy leader. As Senate President, he always led with fairness and transparency, and he led with an open ear and a decisive hand, ensuring unity and stability in the Senate at all times. Most importantly, he was a traditionalist in the very best sense of the word, consistently upholding the rules and traditions that protected the integrity of the Senate as the nation's last bastion of democracy. With Senator Sotto as Senate President, the Senate is in good hands. Maraming salamat po, Your Honors.
Thank you, Senator Zubiri, Majority Leader.
Yes, Mr. President, there are no other nominations. Mr. President, I therefore move that we close the period of nomination. So moved, Mr.
Any
President.
objection? There being none, the motion is hereby approved.
Mr. President, Senator Ligarda is also seeking the floor. I move that she be recognized, Mr. President.
Senator Legarda is hereby recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. Distinguished colleagues, the Filipino people have always looked to the Senate as a pillar of our democracy. In times of profound challenges, when our citizens yearn for clarity and wisdom, they expect us to steady the ship and steer it with a clear compass towards safer shores. They do not ask for eloquence alone, but for proof that we can all place country above self and that we can govern with discipline, foresight, and courage. Discipline to resist the distractions of partisanship and to keep public service anchored in principle. Foresight to craft laws that anticipate the future rather than merely react to crisis. And the courage to take the difficult but necessary decisions that secure the long-term welfare of our people, even when they come at significant political cost. Let me emphasize, leadership in this chamber is never a solitary duty. It is a shared guardianship of a trust that belongs to the Filipino people. The Senate at its finest when debate sharpens judgment and unity springs from conviction. This, I believe, is what Senator Vicente Tito Sotto III embodies and why I rise in support of his nomination as Senate President. During my first term long ago, I served as Majority Leader while he was Minority Leader. I witnessed his respect for balance and fairness, ensuring that this chamber remained a forum of reason and accountability. Later, as chair of the Committee on Finance under his Senate presidency, I saw his firm hand in guiding our work, listening to every voice, building consensus, reminding us constantly that governance must yield tangible results for the people. These are qualities tested by time and proven by service. Senator Tito Sotto commands respect through fairness, humility, and his ability to unite diverse voices. For these reasons, I second the nomination of Senator Vicente Sotto III as Senate President.
Thank you, Senator Legarda.
Mr. President, move for the previous motion, there being no other nomination. So move, Mr. President.
It has been moved by the Majority Leader and seconded by Senator Lauren Legarda that the nomination be closed. Is there any objection? Hearing none, the motion is hereby approved. There being no other nominees for the position, Senator Vicente Sotto, the only nominee for the position of the Senate President, is hereby declared as the newly elected President of the Senate.
Mr. President, may I move that we suspend the session to allow the newly elected Senate President to take his oath, Mr. President.
Session is hereby suspended.
May we proceed with the oath taking of the newly elected Senate President, Mr. President?
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, please state your name.
I, Vicente Sotto III,
Having been elected to the position of Senate President,
having been elected to the position of Senate President,
do hereby solemnly swear
do hereby solemnly swear
that I will well and faithfully discharge,
that I will well and faithfully discharge,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
the duties of my present position
the duties of my present position,
and of all others I may hereafter hold
and of all others I may hereafter hold
under the Republic of the Philippines.
under the Republic of the Philippines,
That I will support and defend the Constitution of the Philippines.
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the Philippines,
That I will obey the laws,
that I will obey the laws,
legal orders,
legal orders,
and decrees promulgated by the duly constituted authorities,
and decrees promulgated by the duly constituted authorities,
and maintain true faith and allegiance
and maintain true faith and allegiance
to the Republic of the Philippines.
to the Republic of the Philippines,
And that I impose this obligation upon myself voluntarily,
and that I impose this obligation upon myself voluntarily,
without mental reservation
without mental reservation
or purpose of evasion.
or purpose of evasion.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, citizen.
Thank you, sir.
May I ask for a minute suspension, Mr. President?
Session is suspended.
Mr. President, at this juncture, may I move that we recognize the distinguished former Senate President, Senator Chis Escudero, to make a manifestation, Mr. President.
The former Senate President, Senator Chis Escudero, is hereby recognized for a manifestation.
Thank you, Majority Leader. Thank you, Mr. Senate President. Nais ko lamang po magbigay ng maikling manifestasyon. Nais ko pong magpasalamat sa mga kapwa ko miyembro ng Senado na nagbigay po ng tiwala sa akin sa 19th at saka 20th Congress. Nais ko din po magpasalamat sa mga opisyal at kawani ng Senado. Karangalan ko po na pagsilbihan kayo at manilbihan kasama kayo nitong nagdaang taon. I serve at the pleasure, Mr. President, of the majority and understand and respect the decision of the majority of my colleagues. I hold no grudges. I hold no ill feelings. I congratulate Senator Vicente Tito Sotto III on his election as Senate President, and I wish you well, Mr. Senate President. Nandito lamang po ako bilang ordinaryong miyembro para pagsilbihan at paglingkuran kayo sa anumang kapasidad na pwede at kaya ko bilang bahagi ng Senadong ito. During my tenure, Mr. President, the Senate did not shy away from confronting the difficult questions facing our nation. We passed a record number of laws that helped uplift the lives of our countrymen. We conducted hearings that unearthed corruption on a scale rarely seen before, and in doing so, we remind the public that accountability is not a mere empty rhetoric, but a duty that we must uphold. Maski na papano, sa ilalim po ng aking panunungkulan at sa pangunguna ni Congressman Rodante Marcoleta, may ilang bagay po tayong nakamit at nagawa. Nakapagsalita na ng bombo kaninang umaga si Congressman Toby Chanco at nabanggit lahat ng nais niyang sabihin hindi nasabi sa kabilang kamera. Nasabi na rin po, Ginoong Pangulo, ang the name that cannot be mentioned, ang pangalan ni Speaker Martin Romualdez at Congressman Zaldico sa pamamagitan ng paghihiring kanina pong hapon. And as a final act earlier, Mr. President, I signed upon the request of Congressman Marcoleta the contempt order of Assistant District Engineer Bryce Hernandez, putting him under detention already here in the Senate. Mr. President, I am proud of what the Senate has accomplished together, and I trust that the spirit of transparency and courage that have been displayed by this chamber will be sustained. Sana po, mapagpatuloy natin to. Let justice and the rule of law be done and followed, though the heavens may fall. Thank you again, Mr. President, and please accept once again my warmest congratulations. Congratulations, Mr. Senate President.
Thank you very much, and we thank the distinguished former Senate President, Senator Chis Escudero, for his magnanimity and the work that he is, the service that he has given the Senate and the Filipino people. Thank you, Mr. Senator.